Of the situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
The situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This short news clip from BBC News shows an Australian reporter getting hit by a rubber bullet because of what's going on out there in LA. You know, is bad out there. You know, riots and everything, all because of the mass deportation that Trump and his administration has put out for the Northern Kingdom Israelites, you know, so-called Hispanics, Latinos, Latinas. You know, they're Israelites. They're of the Northern Kingdom. And Trump and his administration said they don't want them here. And we told y'all what was coming, starting with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, down to the least brother. We was telling y'all things are going to get worse before it gets worse. And that's just, you know, Apostle Ramallah said that. But that's what's happening. Things is getting worse, you know. And you saw this news reporter, as you see it reads, Australian reporter hit by a rubber bullet while reporting from LA. And you saw, you know, go back and look. Now, am I saying he was aiming at her? Yeah, possible. You know, he might be trying to aim at somebody behind her, you know, or, you know, not behind her, but in front of her. But either way, she got hit. You know, she got hit. Hey, you Jakes and Eves, this ain't the time for you to be out there protesting. You know, you got Jakes crying about the whole deportation. They don't want you here. They never did. Your whole purpose of you being here in Babylon, America, was to serve out your punishment from Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And now a lot of Northern Kingdom Israelites, they're getting, you know, sent out. They're deporting them. But you should not be out there doing this nonsense. Protesting. Shouldn't be doing that. It's crazy. Let me see what some of these comments say. Let's see. This is the same country who lectured. This is from Vib Hafsin. I guess, and that's an East Indian. But it says, this is the same country who lectures whole world about democracy, freedom of speech, treating minorities, blah, blah. Right. Hey. But we told y'all this place was America Babylon. We told y'all this place was. Anita Mahler Anderson, 3970. You see the police aim at her. Sick. Hey. From Pedro Agoscum. It says, holy shit. The idiot actually aimed on her. A reporter. This was intentional. Sue the police. So I'm going to stop it right there. Reading the comments. But listen, we're coming in times of distress. Terrible times. What you expect? That's what's going to happen. We're coming in times the Bible refers to as Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. You know, that's the time we're coming into. Let me read this right quick. I'm at work. Don't make this too long. Take a little break. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So this is going into some times that we're coming into. And it tells us to what? We're supposed to speak in the ears of my people, it says my people. Who people? The Israelites, so-called black, Hispanics, Native American, indigenous people of America. You're the Israelites. We're supposed to speak these things to you. Whether you want to hear it or not, we're supposed to tell you what's going on. And we're supposed to speak the words of prophecy. See, that's our main focus is prophecy. We're supposed to be speaking prophecy. That's what we're supposed to be doing to the Israelites here in America, Babylon. We're supposed to be speaking prophecy to you. Because that's what's going on. That's what's Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Revelations 19:10. We're supposed to be speaking these things to you to let you know what's to come. So you won't be you won't get taken aback, or you can't say that, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen. No, your power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, is letting you know ahead of time before these things happen. And he's sending out his prophets, starting with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, down to the least brother, that teach this that 100% doctrine. We're here to tell you what's coming. It said, verse 4 says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. And we're seeing that. We've been seeing that for a few years now, since 2020. A lot of stuff's been popping off. A lot of protests here in America, Babylon, and other countries, Western countries, over in the African continent. There's been a lot of protests been going on. This is just another one. And look what's going on. A news reporter get hit by a rubber bullet. Verse 6, for the wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Because wickedness has exceedingly polluted this whole earth. That's why you're seeing all this crazy stuff going on out here. You're seeing all this Mo activity going on, the rainbow stuff, alphabet people. They're doing a lot. We're in June right now. This is their time to shine, so to speak. So they're gonna be frolicking around out here. Soon enough, you see all these protests. You're hearing wars and rumors of wars. We're getting into some troubling times. When you go down to verse 14, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. We're about to see that. It's escalating to that point. These protests, well, in that video, you saw it. People were throwing rocks. Well, not in that video, but there's other videos that's been showing what's been going on over there in LA. People been throwing rocks, pushing against the buses, trying to keep them from going places. We're seeing a lot. We're going to start seeing more things like that, and it's going to escalate, where people are going to have the sword. The modern day sword is the gun. The blinky. They're going to be using that and going against the officials, the powers that be, the police and so forth, people that that govern the laws of this land. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And we're getting to that point. We're getting to that point. This is just one of many escalating events that's going to pop off here in America, Babylon. There's going to be more of this mass deportation going on. It's riling people up. So, hey, we're in those times, and we've been telling you this. This is one of the reasons why we go out to the highways and hedges to prophesy these things, to bring them out. But hey, Jake and Eve still want to be out here bullshitting around, thinking that this stuff ain't real, trying to, be like ostriches, put their heads in the sand, thinking that they can avoid these things. You're not going to be able to avoid this. That's what's coming. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua is making sure no one is going to be able to avoid what's coming. And what's happening there is leading up to Jacob's trouble. Is on the rise. We're getting closer. So, hey, I just want to go in and bring some scriptures out on that. Hey, it's getting closer and closer. So, hey, stay prayed up. Keep calling on the true names of heaven and earth. Yahweh being the Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son. Those are the names that will save you. Not God, not Jehovah, not Yahushua, Yeshaya, Jesus, Yahweh, none of that. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names of the Father and Son. Those names that will save you in the coming times we're coming into. If you truly have faith and you're walking in His ways, trying to walk in righteousness to the best of your ability. I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters out there. Hey, keep praying and keep fasting. All right? Time is picking up. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to apostles, the elders, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Till next time.